Hey everybody, so it's been close to a week since I've done a live and I thought I would just jump on and do a few minutes with you. So here for a few minutes as I think about and do my prep for my event. So today I'm hosting a conference called Embracing Change with Certainty, and this particular audience is for those that work in the disability sector here in Australia. So, for those of you not in Australia, the NDIS is our national disability insurance scheme, and the government has recently passed a new legislation, so changes to the current law, the current act. It's got to go through its royal assent, which is part of changing the law here in Australia, in the Commonwealth. But and so I know that the audience today will be like, oh, let's discuss the changes and what it means, because before it was like it might happen, but it might not. So there's a lot of that. But more importantly, for me, today is about bringing people together and helping them to have this strategy that they can use when it comes to creating change in their life. There's my car making its noise. But having that change, like approach to change, and that's a huge part of today. So I'm here early. I always do this. I have anxiety around always being late. I hate being late, so I always get super early, and sometimes that just feeds the nervousness of the event. I'm taking people through their unique success signature today, which always sets the day off right. And then we've got people talking about fraud in the sector and how to recognize it, how to be aware of it. But another topic, so that'll be great. That presenter is amazing. And then another topic that we've got is trauma-informed care. Now, this is something that is being spoken about a lot more around the world, because when it comes to trauma, you may have, as a person, gone through some sort of trauma. It might be in your childhood, something like that. But just the thing with childhood, or even any trauma, it could have been a car accident, trauma of any description. If people don't understand your trauma, then they can easily re-traumatize you. Now, sharing about your trauma and how it impacts your life is something that you've got to navigate carefully. And this is what one of our speakers is going to talk about, because when people become what they call re-traumatized, what that means is that they're going through the experience again, and it might not be the exact trauma, but it could bring up the emotions. It could create that trauma, as I said, again, and that's really scary. So one of the biggest things that we're going to talk about is that, because that happens a lot in the disability sector. It happens even in relationships and friendships and things like that. People don't understand what trauma is and how it impacts someone's life. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be full on. It's going to be exhausting at the end of it, but I'm super excited. If we get the chance today, we're going to teach people about so I'm just looking at things. We're going to talk about things such as a short strategy and tool that I teach people, which is called KBA. So we're going to probably teach people in the room about KBA if we get the opportunity. But when it comes to running an event and getting everything organized, there's so many moving parts to it. But I've had an incredible amount of support. I'm actually excited about this. I'm hoping that my voice is going to hold out. But if it doesn't, if it just goes all croaky like it does, that's all right. We'll adapt, we'll adjust. That is my life. Unfortunately, it's something that I have to live with and I have to learn about. But outside of that, it is a beautiful day. Like, it is a bit cloudy, but there's a lot to be grateful for today. There's a lot to acknowledge and reflect on and say, you know what? We got here. We got here. It's incredible that we got here. Just playing with these settings. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what time it is where you are when you watch this, but one of the biggest things that I will say, if you've got this far into the replay, is always take a moment to stop and celebrate you. Be the incredible person that you are. Life is always going to throw challenges at us. And some of those challenges and some of those changes, we're going to be like, no, I don't want that. And sometimes there's endings, but there's so new beginnings can happen. And new beginnings can be exciting. They can be a lot of fun. So today, or this evening, or tonight, or whenever it is, and if you've got this far into this replay, know how incredible you are and know how amazing you are, because life is a gift. And I know I have stressed about today in this event so much, and part of it's been because, you know, I had basically 18 months off from running events. A lot has happened in my life as well. But today, I want you to remind you, like I'm reminding myself, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to be amazing. It's an opportunity to have fun. And I'm going to go and finish getting ready to go into the building to do this conference. I get here half an hour early so I can set up everything in the room and make sure it's spot on for the people that are attending. We got a nice number. So I think that we have a plan to share about this event afterwards that could create opportunities to create more. And that's what life's about, creating opportunities. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the replay, please comment, replay, and maybe hit that like button. That I would appreciate. All right, thanks guys. Bye.